Okay, we are live already. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, I think we'll have to get right into it. I don't know if you can see me. If you guys are online, please do holler at me so that I'll know that. Um, so that I'll know that I'm not just talking to myself. Oh, okay. I think I have one person online. Rhoda, how are you? You were online yesterday. You're doing very well. Rhoda, how are you? All right, let's get right into it. My name is Seven Figure Boss, and I will be taking you for this masterclass. Trust me, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be, teaching you guys, like I said yesterday in the WhatsApp group. Like I said yesterday, that I'll teach you guys how to create data collection forms, and also how to send out your email list. How you're supposed to piece everything together. It's not rocket science, and what I'm trying to do is to break it down to the lowest level where you can understand it. You don't have to be a tech person to do this. It's something you can do on your own as someone that knows how to use a phone or a computer system. So it's not rocket science anyway. So I think it's something that you can easily do on your own from your home or your office or anywhere. It's a very um it's easy. I'll break it down in a way that you guys will understand. So let's get right into it. We'll start first with we're going to start with we're going to start with creating forms. Usually most of the mailing companies, email companies, have um, most of them. Please, if you have any questions, I'm not going to be doing WhatsApp today, so if you have any questions whatsoever, please put it down here. I can see all your comments. Hi Chineze and Mba, how are you? Good evening, thank you for joining. Rhoda, it's good to have you here. You're an amazing person, and I wish I pray that this will give you everything that you need to know about email marketing. The essence of this masterclass is that at the end of the masterclass, you can be able to um, send out emails on your own without having um, challenges or without having to pay anyone else to do it for you. In fact, in as much as this is a free course, I'm doing it free. A lot of people pay a whole lot of money for this email marketing course, and the fact is that I've made a whole lot of money off in email marketing because my digital marketing agency offers it as a service to a whole lot of companies, businesses, small businesses. So right now we're trying to tell people, teach people how to use the email marketing to boost their businesses and everything. So there's a whole lot of campaign going on now for it. So you can use it as a business. It can be a business for you, or it can also be something that you do personally for your business or whatsoever. But you know I'm going to break it down in the simplest way that you can understand. So now there's a whole lot of mailing companies, email marketing companies that you can use and send your emails and everything. But and okay, but most of them are not free. You have to pay for it. But some of them give you free access to, like the two major companies we're going to be using that I'm going to teach you how to use. In fact, personally, those are the companies I use on my own to send out email emails, bulk emails. Um, they give you 2,500 subscribers. You can add up to 2,500 subscribers to your mailing list for free. And I think either of them, you can send up to 20,000 emails for free. So this is enough for you to start with. Is enough to build your small business is more than enough, except when you're running as a company or as a business that offers the services to a lot of people. So that's when you have a lot of orders based on sending out emails and everything. So that's when you use up your space. But with the space available now, you can use it to an extent. You can use it up to a year, 2 years, depending on how frequent you send. And I'm not sure most of us can send send over 20,000 emails in anytime soon. So it's a good way to start. So you're not spending a dime to do this. You're learning this for free, but most times things that people get for free, they tend to abuse it, or they tend to not take it serious. The fact that I'm offering it free does not mean that this is not a serious business. It does not mean that, it does not make it cheap. You understand? I'm just doing it as I can do this. Like there's no point charging you guys to do it. It's one of the things you benefit from following me on Instagram. It's part of the things that I preach all the time. Offer value and people will pay you for your services. I have a whole lot of services that you have to pay for to get. You understand? But this, I'm giving it free. So first of all, most of those mailing companies or email marketing companies that you use in sending bulk SMS they give you the opportunity to send out to create forms and generate collect data using the forms that you created with their platform. But personally, I use Google Forms. Why? Because it's safer for me, because I have all my data even when I don't have access to these platforms anymore. I can easily access my Google data from anywhere. So it's better for me personally. You can, what works for me might not work for you, but for me, I prefer Google Forms because it's easier, and people, relate with Google Forms. Once they see Google, they know, oh, it's they already know the company, so it's easier for them to identify with and give out their information without any objection whatsoever. Um, so I think that's the basic. And so personally, I use Google Forms. Except you have, but if you have a website where you'll be collecting emails and everything, Google Forms will not be ideal for you. Google Forms is mostly for people that don't have a website or want to collect emails and data outside their website. So if you have a website, um, I'm going to show you how you can fix in the mailing form to your website, so that automatically comes to your mailing, it comes to your mailing platform. But the major thing we're going to be looking at is how to create data with Google Forms. So if you know how to create data, if you know how to create Google Forms, unfortunately you can't skip this part. So maybe you just join us as we create the form here. So this is a blank space. All you need to do is type forms, forms.google.com, enter. This is the form I used yesterday. I have to use this thing so that you guys can easily identify with it. The form that I sent out yesterday was created on Google, and as you can see here, please indicate if you can hear me. Please indicate. Please, somebody should be able to write some of these things that I'm stating, so that people that are joining in can easily connect what's going on, please. So if you can see me or hear me, please indicate, so that I'll make sure that I'm not talking to myself. So you open the Google form. This is how it looks like. The Google form, this is how it looks like. Then you can choose any of this. You can choose any of this. You can choose any of this already created forms depending on what you're doing. Contact information if you want to collect contacts, if you want events, RSVP for an event, party invite, t-shirt sign up, events registration. These are create forms that are already created for you, so you don't need to have don't need to start going through the whole stress of creating the forms again. You just simply customize this and run with it. But for the purpose of this class, I'm going to be teaching you guys from ground up. So you just click on blank. When you click on blank, it's going to open the form. So here is the title of the form. So for the purpose of this class, I will write email. Sorry about that. I'll write email marketing form. Description, you can choose to add description. If you guys can see, oh, thank you guys, thank you. All right, so you can choose to add description here. Description of what the form is about or what the caption is about. But this is explanatory. You're looking at it alone. Email marketing form, you already understand it. But then let me go ahead and add something here. But usually, most times or sometimes, I don't add anything here. You can just write Masterclass Masterclass. Okay, let's do email marketing Masterclass. So it could be anything. Your description could be anything. Then the first thing that I use most times, if you filled any of my forms, the first thing I do is I write name. Name is the first thing because people identify with it first. It doesn't seem like you are interested in their email, but you are actually interested in their email. So you just write email. Instead of writing email first, you write name or full name. Full name, depending on whichever one you want. Full name. So full name, you have to. Google Forms gives you a whole lot of options, and here is full names, because it's just the name that they're going to write. All these options are not necessary. The only thing you have to choose here is short answer. So you click on short answer, then click on add. This plus sign here, add question, add another question. So another column comes up. Here you can go location or address. Okay, address. Automatically, whatever you write on the title, the platform, whatever you write there, it's going to give you the answer space. It's going to automatically suggest to you what is supposed to be there. Remember the full name here. Remember, you can see short answer text here. Short answer, it gives you a space for short answer, so you can't write a whole paragraph. You can't describe who you are in the space of full name. But for the address, it gives you long answer text, so you can actually write your whole address. You can be able to contain your entire address. And remember, as you can see here, it doesn't have, I don't know if you filled any form, or the form I sent you guys yesterday. Most of the options there, you can't skip any of the options. So as it is now, it's skippable. So someone can choose not to add full name, not to add name, or not to add address. But for you to make it compulsory for the person to write to fill in that option, you have to click here required. So required, merely you click here, you're going to see um, a red sign here, indicating that is required, like it's a must that the person will fill it. So but don't go put it in on all the options. Like when you want to write, like if there's option for comments, for instance, you don't really need to put it compulsory, except you want it to be compulsory anyway. But you know, some options might not be compulsory, but most of them should be compulsory. Like address, if you really need their address, maybe you're sending them the form to what is it called? Maybe you're sending the form to collect that. You're sending the form to collect data for delivery. Okay, if necessary, you make the address required, so they must fill the address. If you once you click this button, nobody can skip, you can't submit this form without filling these options here, except it is not required. So here you can do phone number. Please, anyone you guys don't understand, please ask the question so that I can answer here. We're not gonna be doing WhatsApp today, and today is the end of the class, so I'll try to, you know, put everything together. Here is phone number. Here is phone number. You can, if you want to collect your phone numbers from a particular format, you can do example. You can give them example of how to write the phone number. Plus 234 81 You know, you can give them this as an example, so they have to follow this format to put the form. That's if you intend to send bulk SMS, and the bulk SMS service that you're using. Okay, and Chineze, okay, okay, I'll get to that. I'll get to your question, Chineze. If you want to send bulk SMS, and the bulk SMS platform you're using requires you to use +234 sign, before, that's the country code before the number. Some or few of the bulk SMS platforms, require this. So instead of going through the process of when they write it 080 blah blah blah, and then you now have to go through the stress of adding the +234 before you can send your bulk SMS. So you give them example, but for the platforms that I use, any number goes, whether +234 or 081, anyone goes. So this example is not just for phone number. You can do it for anything, like depending on what you're creating the form for. The form can actually be anything, for anything whatsoever. So whatever it is, then you put email address. So email address here, there is option for, okay, Chineze, let me answer your question now. How I got the red to show is by clicking this required here. On each column there's an option, there's a button for required. So once you turn it on, as you can see, this one is on, that's why the red is showing on the address, and the required is off here, and that's why you don't have the red on the phone number. So once I turn it on here now, you can see the red has appeared on the phone number. So if I've answered your question, please let me know so that we can move on. So email address. So email address here, you see suggestion. They're giving me some suggestion if I want to collect email address. Okay, enable email address, email collection settings. If I click on enable email address collection settings, it will tell me that the form will collect email addresses, which is going to hamper what we are trying to achieve. You're trying not to make this seem like too much work for the person, and it will now, if you click on that option, the person filling the form must have to log into um, their email address first. They will have to put their email address, then put their password before filling the form. And people are always skeptical about putting their passwords online, so I wouldn't advise using that option. So just leave it free for people to put in their email addresses. Leave it free for people to put in their email addresses, and you'll be fine. So here are options though. Then you can turn on the required. Then if you click on here, short answer here, like the email address, you only need the short answer option. Okay, so we'll have other options here: paragraph, multiple choice, checkboxes, drop down, file upload. Now in a place where people need to upload a particular file, let's say you are running an online job opening, and you want people to submit their CVs, and they have to fill this form for them to submit their CV. This is one example you can use. You can click on file upload and put in the kind of file. For instance, okay, I'll get to that. Let me create another space so that it doesn't conflict with this. Submit. This is for the purposes, like I'm teaching now, in case you have to collect, people need to upload any data to you. I'm just giving you I'm not showing you the process of everything. I'm just mixing everything in case you come up, you have such challenges in the future, if you want to create a form that someone needs to upload something. So I'm giving you that option now. So submit document. So here you click on file upload. File upload, allow only specific file types. So once you turn on this button, it's going to allow only specific file type. Maybe you want PNG, maybe you want JPEG, maybe you want PDF or MP3 or anything. Or if you're a music artist or a music promoter or a radio station or a TV station or an influencer, and when someone pays for promotion, like a music artist pays for promotion, and you want them to upload their MP3, this is the form. This is how you can create that opportunity for them to upload. And everything, you don't have to buy the space where they upload it. So they upload it automatically to your Google Drive. Google gives you opportunity to store stuff in your Google Drive, so it goes directly to your Google Drive. I'm going to show you guys how to information after submitting the stuff. So here, if you want to allow only specific file types, for the purpose of this training, you are going to select allow only specific file types, but it all depends on what you're creating the form for. If the form requires people to upload any kind of files like documents, spreadsheet, PDF, video, presentation, drawing, blah blah blah, you can just leave it and let them upload whatever it is that they want to upload. But for the purpose of this class, I'm just going to choose PDF, maybe document. So maximum number of files to be uploaded, let's say 5 or 1, anyone. A maximum file size, if you want to restrict the file size, because Google Drive usually have a limit for uploads. The limit of size you can upload, I think it should be like 10 gig or what, so I can't remember, but it's quite large anyway. So you can choose 1 MB, 10 MB, 100 MB, or 1 gig. From indication here, they said this form can accept up to 1 gig of files. So, and you have option to even dispute it, like change it from 1 gig to maybe higher. So, but for the purpose of this form, you just choose 10 megabytes. So, is the person's headache. If the person's file is 20 MB, it's headache to know how to compress it to fit into what you want. Now back to this email, just in case, because I didn't show you guys that option, just in case you want to make sure that people submit the right email, you can choose enable email collecting. So automatically to tell you that this form will automatically collect emails, so the person will have to sign in first before they can fill the form. So what else have I not added? Okay, Instagram username. I usually add Instagram username in all my forms because as a digital marketer we send out bulk DMs. So we have the service where we send bulk DMs for business owners and even for our own marketing purposes. So we just send out DMs, bulk DMs. So we'll collect the phone number, the usernames, and we can send them DM from a particular account or whichever account we choose or the client chooses. Now the thing is, why one of the other reasons that I use Google Forms is that it gives me the opportunity to actually max out the information that I collect, the data, that arrange everything for me, and I can use it for anything. I can use it for bulk SMS, I can use it for bulk DM on Instagram, I can use it for um, email marketing, I can use it to track my customer base, I can use it for a whole lot of things you can do with it. But if you're using some of this email marketing, what is it called, email marketing services, platforms that offer you opportunity to create forms with their platform, you can't really squeeze out those information from their platform. So I'm going to show you guys how to export data from Google Drive. So Instagram username, click on required, and that's it. So the form can go on and 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 on. The form can go, whatever you add here it can contain. So to cut it short, I think this is basics you need to know about creating Google Forms. And remember to get, I don't know if you guys have your pen and paper, and if someone can type it out here to get on the on this platform. All you need to do is to type Google forms.google.com. And one thing about Google is that once you have a Google email address, like a Gmail address, it serves for everything. It serves for your YouTube, it serves for your Google Form, Google Drive, Google everything. So the same email address, you don't have to open different email addresses for different forms except you want to. So once you sign into your normal Google account, you can be able to access your Google Drive and everything else. So that's about it. So here the name of the form is email marketing form, and I'm done. So here is customize the theme. If you want to customize the theme, you click here to customize the theme. So if you want to change color, let's say you have a company color, like Seven Figure Boss Academy, our major color is deep blue and yellow. So if I'm going to be doing anything, creating a form or blah blah blah, I'm going to definitely choose a deep blue and a yellow color. So it changes the background, the foreground, you know, and everything, makes it look nice. Then the font size style, you can choose font style. You know, it changes the font, but it's usually, I most times I use the basic fonts because some other ones are just too playful. There's a font called playful as well. So Rhoda, thank you. I can see your handwork. So basic. So I use basic. So that's it for customizing. Okay, then again, you can choose the an image. If you want to show image for the form, you can choose an image. You have the pre-installed images that you can choose from. You know, different kind of lovely images depending on what you're doing. But if you want to customize it down to your company name or down to your company color, company logo, or whatever, you can upload. Click on upload, and then upload from your computer. So here we have okay, I have in this folder I have two photos. So I think let me just pick this one. Okay, it's too small. The file size is too small. So um, it could be anything. The file size is definitely too small. So it could be anything. This is where you choose your pictures. Let's say the file size should be at least 800 pixels wide and 200 pixels tall. So you choose your picture here, whatever picture. If you have a picture for it, you just choose the picture that you want to use and select, and then upload. But the picture format should be something like, you know, this, you know, something like this, and it comes out nice. So let's just choose this for the purpose of this class so that we won't have to waste a whole lot of time creating the form. So this is it. We have created the form and it looks nice already. Then if you want to preview the form, you click on preview, it opens the form just as you will see it when, just as the user, the person that is filling the form will see it when they click on the link that you're going to be sending to them. So this is the form. You write, you know, everything that you wrote here is here. I remember that required that I talked about. Look at the required here. It marks it X required. So anywhere telling the person that the user that anywhere they see that is marked X, this asterisk, sorry, anywhere that is marked asterisk or red asterisk, they should know that, you know, they have to fill the form. So let's say, let me uncheck this email address part. Let me change the full name. Okay, there's something I'm missing. Let me change the full name. Let me change the full name and make it not compulsory. So if I make it not compulsory, once you refresh here, remember there's this red asterisk here. Red asterisk, you refresh and it's gone on the full name. You see, it's no longer here. Then let me also show you guys. Let's say you write something and you don't really like the position, like this email, because I clicked on collect email address, so it took the email address option to the top. So it took the email address option the to the top. Sorry, I think I must have deleted it. Okay, let's say you don't like the position of this phone number, you want the phone number to come before or under the full name or before the address. All you need to do is to click on the tab, the phone number tab, and drag it. That's just it. as the arrangement, or drag it up. It could be the first thing, the second thing, the last thing. So anywhere you drag any of them, it stays. So, and another thing, let me create another option for you guys to see. Let's say you want multiple choice, where people have to click on multiple choices. Where people have to click on multiple choices. Let's say um, how many how did you hear about us? Okay, there is option for short answer, but for the purpose of this, let's do multiple choice. Multiple choice, you write maybe radio, option 1, radio, option 2, TV, option 3, blah blah blah, Instagram, then add order. So the order is order, they have to now write, you know, where else they have, or you can do check boxes where they have to check, you know, tick where they heard from you. So they can tick radio, TV, or Instagram, or you can even add all. So let's see how it looks like here. If you refresh, see how it looks. So you can tick this, tick this, tick this, tick this. But if you're using, if okay, that see the order. So the order, the person will now have to write, I had it from my uncle's daughter's wife. So, but if you use you use check boxes. If you use check boxes, okay, it's checkbox. Sorry, it's checkboxes that we're using already. If you use multiple choice, multiple choice, let's refresh the preview. This is how multiple choice will look like. You can't choose more than one, so you just have to choose one. But the checkboxes allows you to choose just multiple. That's checkboxes allows you to choose multiple options, but multiple choice gives you the opportunity to choose just one. So we also have the drop down menu. Drop down menu is just as it is. It's called drop down. It's drop down. So how did you hear about us? Choose. So the person have to click on choose. You can choose radio, TV, Instagram, whatever. So then linear scale. Okay, linear scale. Let's say you write from a scale of, you want them to rate your services from a scale, sorry, English hard though. 1 to 10. How did you rate our customer service? So automatically it has already made the decision for you, put the linear scale automatically for you, and this is what, so the Google form listens to what you're writing and put the option for you, so you don't have to go through the stress of writing, making the choice yourself. So once you refresh this, you see it, this is the rating. So someone can use 7, 5, 9, 10, whatever before the sun. So that's for that. Then if you need date of birth for people that bake cakes, send that sell gift items and blah blah blah, or you want to check in on your customers or whoever that subscribes to your list, You want to check in on them on their birthday, wedding anniversary, whatever. You can choose to write bets, but don't include it on all your forms because people are skeptical about letting people know about how old they are. So, and even if you're going to write it, maybe you should just, I don't know if there's an option. Okay, see now, I just wrote the birthday and it chose it for me here, so there's no option for you to even do just day and month. So you must add include the year. So for you to use this, it must really be important. So you can actually write, so we can send you out, so we can so we can send our love to you on your birthday. So they know why you're asking for the birthday. That except when it's not, if it's not an official form, if it's not a form for business, employment or something that everybody knows that is necessary for your um, birthday, then you have to write, and you have to put in, write the why you're asking them for the birthday. He explains to people, you have to explain to them so that they don't think you know something else. So this is how it looks. Rhoda, can you hear me now? I think it's been fixed. Can you hear me now, Rhoda? Please let me know if you can hear me, or so I don't go too far. Rhoda, can you hear me now? Rhoda, please indicate if you can hear me. So this is the how the birthday looks. You choose your birthday, blah blah blah, and that's how that one looks like. Then which other option do I think you guys need to know about here? The time. When can you come to the office? So that's it. So that's if you need stuffs like that, you can write, you can put in time when people can choose when to come, 20. So your form is ready. Then here is responses. If you click here, responses is where you get, oh, when they fill the form, this is where all the data that they upload, everything that they want. Okay, Rhoda, you can hear me now, thank God. Everything that they write here, the data will come here on the response part. Then here is the preview. We've already tested that. Then here is settings. Settings is very important. Now you can choose any of this. You can choose to limit to one response. If you want one person, let's say it's a competition or something, or a form, I don't know, but for some cases where you need just one response from one person, you have to click on limit to one response. Limiting to one response, you now see that respondents will be required to sign in to Google. They will need to sign into Google to be able to respond to your form. Okay, they will need to sign into Google to be able to respond to your form. So like I explained initially, people get really edgy when they have to put in their password. But if you're a reputable company, or people know you already, or it's for the purpose of whatever it is that you're doing, you know which one is necessary for you to use. So once you click this option, the person must sign in first on their Google email account with their email account before filling the form. Edit after submit. I don't usually give people option to edit after submit because it messes of the response. Maybe you have already collected the data and then someone goes and edits it, and you now have two different data. It won't be correct. See summary charts and text responses. So once you click here, people will be able to see the responses that other people submitted. So if it's a competition or a voting process where people will have to vote, or an examination or something, yes, you can use this to write, do exam, or set up exam for people to write and everything. So they have to sign in to write the exam, and if you need them to see the responses, you can, automatically they can see it. So they won't say that you changed the answer from the back end, so everybody can see what everybody got and everything. So depends on you. Maximum size of all files uploaded. Maximum size of all files uploaded. So to allow to not overload the space, your Google Drive space, you can limit the maximum file size to 1 gig. So if, let's say for instance, 1 million people wants to send you or wants to upload their stuff to your form, and it might fill up your um, Google Drive or something. So it's best to limit it to a particular size that you can afford to give out for each form. Then you click save. But before you click save, you go to presentation. You don't need to click any of this, but if you have to click any one, you have to click on show progress. So as the person fills the form, it shows the person the progress of the form, the progress. Okay, you are here, you are there, so you give the person the progress. Then this is very important, the message you received yesterday about this YouTube channel with the link and everything, telling you thank you for registering, thank you for submitting your form, blah 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 blah. All those things, I wrote those things here. So depending on what you're creating the form for, but whatever it is, it should be a confirmation email telling the person the next step or the next thing to do. If you're doing it for an order, or they are submitting the information for an order they placed in your people, you're selling stuff or something, you should direct this message not to many but just to one person. You're talking to one person, so you should sound as if you're talking to just one person. Hi, thank you for submitting your blah blah blah. You'll be contacted as soon as we are about to make the shipping or whatever, or thank you for submitting. We'll get back to you after assessing your form, or thank you, just like the one of yesterday that you guys saw. I believe you guys saw the messages. So this is where you write whatever it is. But automatically, if you don't have anything to write, or if you don't care about whatever message they get after filling the form, automatically Google are already pre you know um, arrange something for you. Your response has been recorded. So once the person, if you leave it like this, automatically the person is going to receive your response has been recorded immediately after you finish recording, um, you finish filling the form. So this is the basics of filling, creating Google forms. So if you have, we're going to switch over to sending the actual mailing list now. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask now, because once I leave here, I won't be able to come back here again to take questions on it. Then again, how do you get your link? It's very important. So you can choose to email the form to people if you have their email addresses, or I usually email the form to myself. I email the link to myself, so you can add whatever at gmail.com. That's your email address. Then here, subject line, I invited you to fill the form. It will give you the option for the form, but what I do again is, this is the link to the form. You can shorten the form. Here is the shortened version of the form, so you just copy the link. This is the link to the form. If I click on this now, if I paste this link here, it's going to open the form. voila. So it's going to open the form for me. So um, this is the link to the form. So what I do, instead of going through the stress of finding how to get the link of the email from the email, all I do is to paste it here. So click down and paste it here, and then I'm fine. Then click on send. It sends you this email. Okay, automatically sends you this form to your email address. So you can click, you can now copy this form now and put it on your Instagram bio. Okay, and put it on your Instagram bio if you're using Linktree or any other um, service service provider. You can put the link there, then direct people so that people can just go from your Instagram bio or from anywhere and click here. Then if you're just using it for an advert or for something, or um, you're advertising for something and you need people to fill the form and you don't really have to put it on Instagram account, all you need to do is to all you need to do is to shorten this thing more. You go to link shorteners, have the Google link shortener where you have to now choose a dedicated link to yourself, so it will be shorter. There's bit.ly. So the form will now be bit.ly / any other word you choose. It could be email marketing form, or email marketing masterclass, or it could be masterclass, it could be anything. As long as it's available, it will now be unique to you, so you can easily tell anybody over the radio or over TV or over print that to fill this form they should click on bit.ly / blah blah blah. And once they click on it, once they type it in their phone, because it's usually very difficult to start typing EK and you capital letter, they will get it wrong. So creating a unique shortened link for the form, if you're doing it anywhere else that people can't easily click on, is very important. It's very important so that they will easily get to it. Rather, so there's the list auto save the information collected, or you still have to copy them out. So no, it auto saves. It saves there forever. All the forms I've collected over years, 2002, 2013, 14, 16, 18. I have all the forms here now. So if I want to revisit, there's a time I revisited my old forms. I had to rekindle lost contacts, lost customers. I had to send them emails, had to send them bulk SMS, I had to send them DMs. So I went to my old archive. So it automatically saves there for life. If you die, you can hand over your email password. You can hand over your email password to your son or your daughter or whoever it is that is your next of kin, and the person can take over from here. So it auto saves automatically here. So whatever form, and you can create as many forms as possible, as many forms as you want. If I this account was just created for the purpose of this. If I open my main form accounts, man, you're going to see hundreds of different forms. So you're not just restricted to one form and all. So this is it. So let me show you guys how to get the responses. I'm going to open the one of yesterday, but for privacy's sake, I'm not going to open the responses to show you guys how the responses look like. But everything okay, this is the one we created. Okay, this is one I created yesterday. Email marketing. Sorry, this is one we created just now. Email marketing form, but this is the one of yesterday that I created to send you guys so that you guys can feel. So if you open this, so here, once you open this, you see I put I customized this part with our color, logo, and whatsoever. So, and this is the responses. If I click on these responses, you're going to see all your names the way you wrote it. It arranges it in an Excel spreadsheet. It arranges it on Excel spreadsheets. Your name, phone number, everything. So everything tallies according to how anybody fill fill the form. So the way you fill the form is the way it's going to appear. So for the purpose of this class, I'm not going to open this response for privacy sake. So but once, if you want to see the response, you just click here, response, and you'll be able to see the people's response, their name, whatever, phone number, whatever. And if you're using it for your business, you want to take their emails and everything, you don't have to copy everything together, your response. So once you give the person the link to fill the form, the person fills the form. So you can easily just click on this response and go to the last. If it's 10 13, like you can see here is 13 responses. If you click on um the 13th one, the 13th form or 13th response, you'll be able to see the person's, that individual's um data complete, the complete data for that person. So that's just about it. But why I open here is to show you how to export the data from Google Drive now to your hard drive or to your desktop or to your phone or to anywhere. All you have to do is to click this um oh sorry guys, I think I must have to click the response to be able to export. I must have to click the oh I didn't want to, but okay, we'll find a way around it. Let's see if it's shown on this new one I just clicked. Okay, fine. So when you click on the responses, this is how it's going to appear, the names and everything, but this is just the one that we just created now. And if you want to export this, the data that you've already collected, their names, phone numbers and everything, so that you can use it for your mailing and your whatever you want to use it for, this is how you get it. Download responses dot CSV. So you can click on download responses. Now another thing, instead of checking the form every time to know whether somebody has filled the form, you can click on get notifications for new responses. So once you click on get notifications for new responses, as soon as someone fills the form, you get a notification, so you know how to jump on it. Let's say you promise them that you're going to give them a free ebook or something, so you don't have to keep checking every day, so you can easily know from your email notification when somebody fills the form, so that you can just email out the um the book link to them. Unfortunately guys, this is taking the whole time today, so I think we're going to split this course. Today's class we're going to shift it to tomorrow again, so that I don't, the truth is that in as much as this is a free class, like free course, um in as much as it's a free course, personally I don't teach you something just for teaching sake. I teach you so that you understand it, and when I teach you the stuff, I get hot when you don't use it. You understand? So I take my time to teach it. That's why I'm showing you guys everything that has to do with form creation. So if for the course of this class and the only thing you learned is how to create Google form, it will help you. And remember, all these things you're learning, if you want to go and get a job anywhere and you mention that you have idea, knowledge on email marketing, how to create forms and collect data and everything, they are going to choose you over every other person that doesn't know how to do it. So this is a very important skill that you have to, you must learn. So I think for the, so that you guys, I'm really breaking it down. I'm really breaking it down so you guys can understand. And I'm not teaching it to people that already know it. I believe that most of you don't know how to create it, so I'm breaking it down. I'm showing you everything. So back to what I was saying. So if you click here, you get responses on the email notifications for your responses. Then you can click here, select response destination. You can select the response destination. If you want to change, if you want to merge two destinations together, if you want to merge the response sheets together, maybe from an existing spreadsheet, you don't want to have different spreadsheets scattered everywhere. Let's say you are using different ideas to generate the same content of forms. So instead of having this one here, this one here, this one here, you can merge, you can select an existing spreadsheet and join everything together. Let's say you're here in this particular form, you're offering a giveaway, the ebook giveaway. Okay, you created that form and people are filling that one. And tomorrow you can't come tomorrow again and use the same form. You have to create another form for another thing. Maybe you're doing you're teaching on how to wear shoes or how to wear trousers and everything, and you have to create another form for it, but the same content of the same things, that the same questions in the other form are the same things that you put in the other form. So instead of having your data in different spreadsheets, you can now merge everything in one, as long as it's for the same purpose, long as you want to use it, as long as you want to use it for the same um, stuff. As long as you want to use it for the same stuff, you have to just make everything together, the whole spreadsheet together, so that if you're exporting your data and you're sending your email, you know that you're sending email. You don't have to go through the stress of export, import, export, and import and export. Maybe you have up to 10. You now have to, go through that stress. So you can choose this option to merge everything together. Then here is actually why we came here. So remember how we got here is, if you click on questions, click questions is where all the questions are and everything. After writing this thing, you click the link and everything, send it out to people. People will fill the form. Once they fill the form, you get the responses here. The responses will appear here, and you want to export it so they can now start using it to send email, bulk SMS, and every other thing you want to use the form for. You click on download responses. So once you click on download responses, it's going to download as a zip folder, and it downloads as a CSV file. So you save, you click on save, so it automatically downloads all the responses and put it in one spreadsheet. So you have to unzip the folder. If you unzip the folder, unzip the folder, use your normal unzip oh sorry, you guys can't see this, but once you download, you guys can see this part, but once you download the form, you unzip the folder. It downloads as a folder. You unzip the folder, then you are good to go. Then the next thing, we're going to be stopping in the next 15 minutes. We're going to be stopping in the next 15 minutes, then we'll continue tomorrow. So if you have any questions whatsoever, Rhoda, okay, fine, you can always do catch up. You can always do catch up. So if you have any questions, again, I don't know how many people are online. From the download, is easy. From the download, all you need to do is to click the three dots here. When you click on responses, you click on the three dots here, then you click on download responses. Once you click on download responses, it's going to give you a pop-up folder, like then, and you save and download the whole data. It's not usually too much. You download it, then unzip the folder, and then you can start making use of the stuff. Let's say you're collecting the data for a particular company or for a particular business or for something, or you want to give it to someone, or you want to sell it or something, or you know, whatever service you want to do. So as it is now, you can email it to anybody and the person can, you know, use all the contacts inside and contact whoever that, you know, whatever you want to use it for. So that is what it's about. Then the two sorry the two platforms we are going to be using is for sending emails. The bulk emails is send calls. Send calls. Somebody should please write it down so that you don't miss it. That's the ones I use personally. I use send calls. Send, SENDPULSE.com. Okay, someone should put it down. Then I also use MailChimp as well. MailChimp is MAILCHIMP.com. Okay, I love the two of them, but I'll tell you why I usually use the MailChimp. And most of you already know about MailChimp already. So this is how your dashboard should look like. Okay, this is how your dashboard should look like if you open a SendPulse account. Now I don't have any affiliation with these guys, you know. I'm giving them free marketing and free advertising and everything is fine. um, for the purpose of this is fine, as long as you guys understand and use the services. It's cool. So you have to create an account with them. Okay, create an account with these two companies, the MailChimp and SendPulse and SendPulse. MailChimp and SendPulse. Okay, so now MailChimp, sorry, SendPulse, when you create accounts with SendPulse, there's options here that you can see by the left hand side. You see the mailing list, you see the my campaigns, you see email templates, you see automations, A and B tests, subscription forms, service settings. Remember, I told you guys can actually create forms in all these email bulk email sending platforms. You can actually send create forms, but I already explained why I don't use it personally. So you can find a way to you know, create the forms and everything. I don't want us to waste much time there, except when you have a website. If you have a website, I want to believe that you're not the one that created it. You just tell the person that created the website for you to add your MailChimp contact or your SendPulse form to the website, and they automatically do that for you. But for the purpose of this, we are just doing it by ourselves. We are not digital marketers. We are not tech people. We just don't know anything about any of this. We just want to learn how to use it the way we are using Instagram. We just want to learn how to do it by ourselves, so you don't need to get too technical with it. So first thing you need to do is to create your mailing list. Now you've already collected your data, you've already exported it, so it's time to create your mailing list, your address book. So here I have different mailing lists. You know, I have tried it out in the past. I have this one, I have the contacts, I have 100 contacts. This one I have 2 contacts to test out something. This one I don't have any contact at all. Now we are looking at the SendPulse. Now we are looking at SendPulse, how to create mailing list in SendPulse, how to create. I hope you guys are taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes. Please remember, ask your questions here. All questions here. I'm not going to be doing WhatsApp today. That will be double work for me. So all your questions. I can see it here and I can answer you from here. We are going to continue this class tomorrow so that I can, break these things down. So back to what I was saying. This is how to create a mailing list, from your SendPulse account. From your SendPulse account. This is how to create a mailing list. Click on new mailing list. Write the name. Is very important. Very important, guys, that you write the name of the list you want to create, because the name will set it aside, especially when you're going to be creating a whole lot of lists. And you can pack all your lists together. Like if you're collecting for prospective customers, if you're collecting email addresses for prospective customers, you don't have to join them with the orders from customers, people that have already bought from you, your customers. The email you're sending to prospective customers should not be the same email you're sending to our already existing customers. You can send an email to wish them happy birthday, maybe not necessary to wish them happy whatever festive season, maybe Christmas, maybe whatever celebration, Valentine, Easter, or whatever. You can send out emails to send. Then if you have openings, or if you have offers, new offers, promos, discounts, Black Friday or whatever, you can send to your already existing customers. But for your prospective customers, people that maybe you created a form and people filled form to be your customer. Let's say you're selling cream, for instance, and you want people to sign up for your and people signed up for your cream, whatever your business, your prospective business, and people signed up to get samples of your book. So you're going to create a different list for them. So you're sending out emails to convert them to customers. Then when they now finally become customers, remember you have a form where customers fill the form to get their order delivered to them. So when you now convert your prospective customers or your followers, when your followers fill the particular form, then you send them emails to use and convert them. When they now finally buy from you, you can send them, then you now put them on the other list, the customers list. So for the sake of this, we'll say email marketing campaign, email marketing masterclass. So when I'm sending an email, just like what I just explained now, I have to create this separately. Okay, I have to create this separately because I can't merge it with other contacts I have here. Because when I send out, like the email, I believe some of you got the email I sent today. So like the email I sent today, imagine you did not subscribe for this, and you, just like what I was explaining yesterday, imagine you did not subscribe for this and all of a sudden you saw something like that. You even think that it's even scam to start with. Okay, because you did not subscribe for it, and all of a sudden somebody is telling you, reminding you about Masterclass, like, really, did I subscribe for it? When? So you create the mailing list name, write the name, email marketing masterclass. So for the purpose of this training, that's what it's going to be called. So now you can copy and paste emails. Let's say you already have your email one place in your notepad or whatever. You can copy and paste here, or you can write the emails here. Okay, depending on how you want it. But for the purpose of what we are doing, remember we have already exported the file, the Google form file. We already exported it. Remember, thank you, Rhoda. Thank you very much. So remember you have already exported the file, the data you collected from the Google form. So it's now time to import it. So once you click on import, you click on it gives you opportunity to choose which service you want to import the stuff from. So we have a whole lot of mailing companies. You have the constant contact, get response, blah 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 blah. And this is MailChimp. Let's say you collected your subscriptions, your email addresses from MailChimp. This is where you now put your API key to collect the data that are already on your MailChimp account and move them to this place. But for the purpose of what you need to click is on upload file. Click on upload file and then choose the file. This is where you now locate where the file is on your computer and then click open. And click open. As you can see, I've already selected the file that I exported from the Google form, remember. So then you click upload. So it's going to upload the form and convert it to what they can use. So I've already done that. So now click on add, select the column. Okay, look at this is a free account that I'm using. I did not pay for it. It's free. I told you guys that most of them offer free accounts. So you can see for free accounts only, first 50 emails are added when you upload a file. Click here to upload and remove the limitation. So I'm only limited to 50,000 emails. 50,000, that's much.